The clock struck midnight on March 11th, 2011. And the country's in denial. Everything that's happened post coincidence. Trust the science. I am the science. All right, first, traditional science, you have to do the field work. Traditional PhD. First hypothesis, I stood right there. What a metaphor this pond has turned into. I stood right there and says, don't believe them, believe them. These are full blown out meltdowns. And you're telling me, now this is the thing, 12 years later, they're going to say, oh, they caught all the water in the tanks. If that's the case, they caught all the water in the tanks, then tell me this. How did the port of Fukushima in May, before they started flushing the tanks, have 18,000 becquerels of Cesium-137 in the rockfish, 1,800 times of it? How about last year in February of 2022, 40 kilometers off, did they have 1,400 becquerels of Cesium-137? Cesium-137, short half-life, only comes from one thing, a nuclear meltdown, a fission event. And mate, it's the tracer element. They have Cesium-137, they have everything else. All the deadly heavy metals. So, tell me this, in 2011, June, the KLK, I'll post them again, over and over and over again, my friend. 40 kilometers off. Ken Buser's name's on the stick. I leaked it out in 2013. They didn't intend to get this out. They intended to JSTOR it, which that's what they do, hide it. JSTOR is the biggest blow to the First Amendment in human history. Well, in the United States usury history. What happened to the flag? It's all wrapped up in it. You are. So, boy, what a metaphor that is, huh? Talk about wrapped up in your... My flag's bigger than your flag. What? My flag's bigger than your flag. Come on, wake up. We're the downwinders. So in 2011, June, 40 kilometers off the coast of Fukushima, Japan, they did 3 sample sets, 30 meters into the water column. First sample set came back 3 times the background, which we know that's an event. Something crazy happened. Three times enough to scare the bejesus out of you. Deadly. Second sample set, 50 times. Oh my God, wait a minute. 50 times? Oh, it gets better. Or worse. Third sample set, 1,000 times. So the EU, they're not buying your JSTOR bullshit. So the EU put it out because there's international scientists out there. They're like, you can't block this. United States, this is an international study. We have the right. Oh, they dumped it. After I already leaked it out. I leaked it out in 2013. I've been on this every day. The greatest story in human history. You try and tell me full nuclear meltdowns? They've never got to the course. They have no clue where the course are at. They'll tell you that straight up. As I named Del Mar, Argentina syndrome. Chinese syndrome, very real. Fukushima proved it. So you're trying to tell me there's no byproduct from nuclear meltdowns. And why are we so afraid of them? Why'd they crash Radnet on the March 11th, 2011? Why did Hillary Clinton's emails say, or whether they were her team, why'd they say in early March of 2011, don't go outside? If you do, take a shower and wash your clothes. The plume is coming to ours. We never got those emails. Obama told us it was safe in the Rose Garden on March 17th, then he was flown out of the country. Why all the cover? Why did nobody mention the word Fukushima melt? They sure mentioned Chernobyl all the time. And then they'll tell you it's only a 7? Who sets the scale from 1 to 7? So tell me, the whole tank water, the frogs have been boiled nicely. What am I stood right there. Told the world. Right there. What a metaphor. In imperialism, America. We have serfs. They're called university professors that don't do any field work, hand out PhDs like toilet paper. First, you hypothesize knowledge. These are full-blown out meltdowns. They're lying. They're going to circle the wagons. First, it will wipe out. Then you do the field work. I did the field work 12 years ago. How about my typo work? The typos collapsed 95%. But you wouldn't believe me, I had to walk the coast of California to prove it. That's just coincidence. Just wasting disease. What call? You know, climate change. Oh, climate change is a part of it. But here's the thing: when it's radical like that, the salmon of the smoking gun, I said, steelhead will collapse on cue in 2011, 2012. They go to C1 period. The Chinook will not collapse until 2016. There's your smoking gun. We had record returns in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. whoo, off a cliff from the Kenai all the way down to the Jedediah Smith. You know, the mighty Columbia, all of them. We count every salmon every day. We have the data. We have 12 years of data. It can prove that there was an outliner in 2011 in the Pacific Ocean. How about the fires, the Bhutan fire? Just, you know, the great heat bubble, which I'm the guy that named it the heat bubble before it even happened. I'm the guy that named it. First you hypothesize the knowledge, then you do the field work. Then you defend your work against this tsunami, the nuclear energy crime syndicate, the nuclear person. Hello, hello, hello. I stood right here and I said, they're going to tell you exactly what I told you 10, 12 years from now. And the normalcy bias will take over. And I called it, back then I used to call it nuclear energy frog boiling 101. God, what a journey it's been, huh? What a PhD. Greatest PhD in human history. I tide pool work alone at historic low tides. Well, I mean, some of the best full moon cycles in hundreds, if not thousands of years. I got them. I can't believe I pulled it off. All that historic work. Hundreds, if not thousands of hours of raw footage. It's right there on YouTube for God and everybody. And all we've heard since March 11th, scientists are mystified, they're stumped, they're curious for the acute radical well collapse, the acute radical tide pool collapse, the sea star extinction event where they're on the border of, you know, what did the big whale say to the, I forgot, well, what did the Upper California purple urchins in Sea Star say to the 60,000-pound humpback whale? Fukushima killed my food. He replied, we too, we from the sea. Kevin D, I fight for her, she fights for me. We're the downwinders. China's been fighting back the whole time. Media just wants to report that now. Anybody that believes anything comes from mainstream media or alternative media, I got a bridge I'll sell you. It's like the whole world right now, including, I like how they're going, Germany. Angela Merkel was a nuclear physicist. The whole world's been fighting back against Fukushima the first time. So we're not afraid of nuclear meltdowns. Until they happen. See no nuclear energy, smell no nuclear energy, speak no nuclear energy, taste no nuclear energy, hear no nuclear energy evil. And they just circle the wagons. They classify me, the Armed Corps Engineers. Oh my God, the Armed Corps Engineers is the old Department of Atomic. So is the Department of Energy. Why this is happening, we're shutting down nuclear reactors all over the United States. We're flooding out more pork to them. How about NuScale scam? I see there's news out on them again today. That stock is basically going bankrupt. Utah funding it, and the insiders have been selling all the stock. They don't have anything. I mean, their licensing came from the NRC chair, who's chairwoman for a little while, who used to work with Hawaii at Idaho National Lab. It's all so corrupt, came with finance. I mean, it's the most corrupt thing I ever see. And Utah's willing to pay for it because they don't know. Why? Because mainstream media didn't tell them. Still waiting for the main event. So the whole world is tearing out concrete and replacing it with natural equipment. Oh, we need to drain the swamp. We didn't drain the swamp. We drained the wetlands. So not here at Weaver State, greenwashing you. God, it's so corrupt here. I used to teach here at the school business, #1 school business in the country, #1. And beating the private, and we're public. Why would they rip that apart? And now they're under investigation by the FBI for Chinese influence. Look at it. Angela Merkel, Fukushima happened. We're done. 20 nuclear reactors, including cutting-edge, state-of-the-art, new one ready to go on, multi-billion-dollar. Of course, we spent hundreds of $billions on the one we built in 44 years. And it's still not all the way. Next time somebody tells you pro-nuclear, just look at them and say, can you explain to me how we get uranium 238 to 235? We use uranium-235 in a nuclear reactor. Which came first, the chicken egg? Which is the byproduct that's what they use for nuclear bomb? What's the enriched uranium? How come we're not blocking that from Russia? They don't illuminate, they radiate. So tell me this. Just ask me. You explain the centrifuge process, how we get uranium-238 from the Earth and turn it into uranium-235. That's what we use in a nuclear energy reactor. We don't use natural uranium-238. Can you explain that process to me? I'll look at you like you have literally mutant. I see all these new species are showing up in Japan, including a six-eyed insect. Oh, nuclear meltdowns don't affect nothing. No, okay. Why are we so afraid of it? Then why we spend all this money? Radnet was taken offline 2011. Angela Merkel, we're done. That's it. Oppie himself, we sensationalize and worship Oppenheimer, who's one of the most evil human beings who ever lived. Even Leo said don't do it. He wrote the letter. Einstein, he tricked him into signing it. Einstein said it was the biggest regret he ever had signing that letter. He's a hardcore, and it had nothing to do with Manhattan. Leo wrote the letter, who opened the spigot on the Manhattan Project. They never shut off free money, and then they priced Price Anderson. So the Immunity Act, so they could just steal and loot all the billions and trillions, suck up power and wealth. This nuclear energy crime syndicate called, and the sheep are believing that it's green. Ask them about the nuclear fission process. That's so dirty and so nasty. Ooh, ooh. The byproduct is gigantic. It's nasty. Germany's like, Oppie, if the Germans want the bomb, they will get it first. They're the best nuclear physicists in the world. 1941. 1942. Robert J. Oppenheimer. He knew full well. In 1943, the communique comes back inside Germany. We have our intelligence and speaking in code. Final conclusion. Baby never born, mother never pregnant. They were never interested. Oppie knew that. Oppie knew if they freaking had it, they would have had it first. Even Leo said no. They all said no. Strauss, they all said no. All of them. Even Joseph just split the atom. He left the Manhattan Project in 43. They all said don't do it. Don't. Oppie did it anyway and said, you have dropped it on Germany if you got it. Don't drop your broadcast. That would be safe. Spent fuel pools. They love nuclear so much on this universe. You just flood it. Every single building is named after a war profiteer here. Every single one of them. The war profiteer you. Is this a public school that they ripped to shreds? Because they're serfs now. Germany shut them all down. All 20. They're done. I mean, we've shut so many down in the United States. Kevin Blanch and friends kicked that domino over. It's enough for it. We got one left on the Ring of Fire. You have TikTok, you have Low Canyon. Should have been shut down. We've shut Oyster Creek, Indian Point, Palisades, Pilgrim, Yankee. I mean, I won't start the 3 Mile Island. I mean, Duane Arnold. I'll go on and on and on. All shit. But if you go around, you think there's built 100 of them. China's built. No. China's going all alternative. China's racing so far forward with alternative. Alternative just kicking the shit out of all things while you're quietly listening to this because it's about pork. It's not about building anything. It's not about anything. About poisoning the planet? Well, Oppenheimer, why would he do such a thing? When everybody said don't do it. Everybody who was anybody said don't do it. He did it anyway. What's the agenda here? Why would you cover up Fukushima? And the tide pools collapse, the sound. Kevin Blanch is the science. Why are you denying the science? I am the science. First of all, I pause. I'm standing right here. They're lying. These are full blown out meltdowns. They're going to push energy. They've never got near these cores. How's all that Cesium-137 in these freaking animals, in this fish, in the ocean in 2011, in 2022, in 2023? How'd it get there? They didn't start it up until freaking August 24th. And I mean, the emperors have no fucking clothes, the nuclear emperor. Wake the fuck up. This is a cover-up. This is the greatest crime in human history. And Trump, I asked Trump from here to there, you going to talk about Fukushima? Yes. I made Fox News Salt Lake. Did he? He met with the B 17 times, including the first person. I was at the White House the night of that election. I took the bus in the middle of the night through Philadelphia to New York when a B got there to Trump Towers. After his inauguration, the first person that met with him was a B. They blacked out the windows at Mar-a-Lago. What do you think? They're talking about their golf game? You're in denial. Oh, nice. Here come the bees. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. I'm a bee. At PB. They're treading all over you every day in the ecology. Why would they take RadNet offline? We're the downwinders. Hillary Clinton freaking was Secretary of State. Got to talk to Henry before we go to food. They didn't ban any of the food here in the United States. None. In fact, the first debate we had over the budget was in 2011, April 2011. They had to have a sacrificial lamb. I'm the guy that turned it. Gilbert and Ernie, which already stole PBS, the Koch brothers, which is only one Koch brother now. You traded in your health for some oligarch you've never even met. It's wealth. You're going to be the next Lord. You're going to be the next Lord Bezos, the next Lord Musk, the next Lord. Who would want you? Your health is your wealth. And so Europe banned it all over Europe. It still is. Same with China. Same with this is the thing that China's banned it now. Oh, they've had it banned the whole time. This has been a major protesting. Now they've been protesting the whole time. Giant protests. I've been to them in Germany. I organized them here, and then we protested here. The Million Mass March. I invented it based on the Fukushima disaster. Me and John Anthony Ferrers. Just 7 million people on. Remember the 5th of November back in those days. That's 10 years ago. We just got no media. You know, as I said, who's the media? Well, we had it going on. Till Edward Snowjob killed Anonymous. Even he told you that I got to the top and there's another top to the CIA. Who is it? Global oligarch. He's flown out of the country going to South America. How come he's sitting next to the #1 global oligarch? Tsar Putin. It's a club, man. You know, old world order. It's the greatest PhD in human history. Scientists are mystified, baffled, bewildered, curious, stumped. That's all we've heard? That's not science. You're going to chalk it up all points. We can plug regression and we have enough data. We know that there's an outlier. What's an outlier in statistics? You plug all the salmon data in, the tide pool data, the whale data, the fire freaking heat bubble. I'm the guy that named it the heat bubble of Western United States before it happened. Now it's shifted up there. The heat dome. You plug in the data, it points all regressionary models. It's an unarguable documented scientific fact now that we know there was an outlier in the Pacific Ocean over the North America in 2011. That's an unarguable fact because of the salmon data. We know there was a radical outlier. So we have to start searching for the culprit. What radically changed in 2011? Something wasn't gradual. It was salmon are just down 95%. Tide pools just down 99%. Sea stars down 95%. Whales collapsing in freaking record numbers. Scientists are mystified. They're stumped. They're probably, they broke the chain. The soup, the cloud I used to call it in my class. The cloud, the Pacific Ocean. They're plankton feeders. You broke the chain. This giant starvation of it. We know there's an outlier in 2011. I am the science. The greatest PhD in freaking history. I am the science. I did the tide pool work. I documented this into heavy detail. I hypothesized they're going to push this in the ocean. They're going to freaking lie. They're going to lie. It's going to break the chain. It's going to cause the greatest ecological collapse into this ecology in world history, in modern world history, in human history, which I named it FUKUSHIMA. Then I did 12 years. It's going to get right down to my own leukemia. I've had open heart surgery twice. I've got a pacemaker now. What a story. I did the work. Then you defend your work. Then if you were right, it becomes the knowledge. I was right. I was right about every single bit of it, and I documented it. It's an article fact. So we know there was a heavy, radical outlier in 2011. Did a meteor hit the Pacific Ocean? Did we have 1,000 ExxonMobil diesels? What triple nuclear energy meltdowns for the first time in human history? Didn't happen in Chernobyl. Chernobyl, they had one graphite partial core that blew up and 780,000 men entombed it. They put a heat bubble in it. They sent 32 ships into entombment, including the USS Reagan Operation Friendship. Nuked them all. We had a trial, remember? Going forward, the Supreme Court shoots it down. Why? Why? Because the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate owns you right down to your bone marrow. Look at it in Ohio. They get caught bribing. I was part of that group. You're going state to state. They get caught bribing. The politician, the lead politician in all of Ohio, Larry Household, is doing 20 years in prison for accepting bribes. But the people that bribed him, it takes two to tango, Bobby. No charges. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, a.k.a. the Untouchables. They own you. Jay Story. I'll put down the tags again. I am the science. I have undocumented proof. The rest is hyperbole, lies. Coincidence doesn't give science. In fact, it's criminal. It's the greatest crime in human history. And Obama, Trump, and Biden, the buck's up. They're your three. They still haven't mentioned it. Well, Obama did. On 2011, March 2017, says the plume's coming. Scientists tell us it's not freaking dangerous. Where Hillary's emails are coming out saying the exact opposite. She's the Secretary of State. He's flown to South America. Then he says on Jimmy Kimmel, right before he leaves office, Jimmy Kimmel, do you ever get calls at 4 o'clock in the morning like Hillary, said in her ads? No shit, he's just the president. Well, yeah, of course. Well, did you ever? Yeah. Like when? FUKUSHIMA. Jimmy Kimmel. What's FUKUSHIMA? Barack Obama. The typhoon. Trump never mentioned it one fucking time, and he met with the B 17 times. So you don't think it ever got brought up? Oh, come on. The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. First time in human history. Where's the course? They can't get near them. Who knows how deep they are? You know about the Japanese trench? You know about the jet stream? Third graders? Do you know about fish swim? Jet stream moves left to right? Huh? We're the downwinders. The bridge from the overpass that cars drive on made it to Gold Beach in 6 days, 7 days from the nightmare. I mean, the earthquake and tsunami was so big it rocked the earthquake, shook the axis of the earth. A 9. I did all the due diligence here at the School of Business for number 1. The Wattis, yes. That Wattis. Gee. That's who stole it, hijacked it. They named after. I ran John Goddard's grandson yesterday. I said, Goddard never went. We were saying, he said, no, he never went to college. I said, I knew him. I used to do walk by. He was a great guy. All these rolling over his grave. All these old public university great genius professors, they're all serfs now who just take the money. And they bow to these corporatists that bought their university. Here's a big endowment. Now kiss our ass. When they don't need their money, we're state funded. The greatest PhD, which I named it Fruitoni, Kevin Money. And what do I do? What did I get for it? I got my chest split open. I got kicked off Medicaid. I got viciously attacked. There are dozens of YouTube sites, Facebook and YouTube sites with my name on it, 100% just slanted to the point it almost got me killed. Did the greatest PhD in you. My typo work alone is a Nobel Prize, let alone my salmon work, let alone my work at the IAEA in Vienna, let alone my work at freaking the Peace Vigil at the White House that I've been doing since 1979, let alone my work in New York City, let alone my work at the Utah State at freaking blocking energy solutions, let alone my work at Idaho National Lab trying to freaking save you from you is a real motherfucker. So, don't drop your dry cast container. The rest of the world, tearing them out, concrete, and putting it back to natural wetlands. They're taking natural wetlands, and concrete's cement's a huge part of the footprint. But they're green, just here, they're greenwashing bus. They're green. They'll tell you that. It's like they'll tell you the tank water fallacy. That's what it is. And how did all that cesium get in those fish this year before they started dumping? Just 18,000 becquerels, 180 times over the raised safe limits. Stay tuned. The nuclear energy frogs fallout from Fukushima have been boiled nicely. Stay tuned.